Coming to you from Hilbert College is the podcast Runnin' Wild. Spencer is again on vacation, but that's okay because joining me in studio is our NFL panel, Pelly, Travis, and Maloney. Boys, how are we doing today?
Pretty good today.
Great to be here.
Yep.
So, things to me are just better live. Concerts, music is better live. This podcast would be better. Ooh, maybe that's not a great example, but you get the point. Stuff is better when you get to watch it live and in person. Do you know what a great example of that is? The Patriots versus the Bills. I've seen these kind of games, NFL games, on TV all the time. Being there in person, it was totally different. Now, you guys were at the game too, yeah?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yep.
What'd you guys think?
It was great to watch Brady live. It was insane, the throws that he just drops down.
One of the best quarterbacks ever, if not the best.
I'm going to have to disagree with the best quarterback ever, Trav.
One of.
I was just thoroughly impressed. To me, this was a story of two teams. We have the Bills coached by Rex Ryan, and we have the Patriots coached by Bill Belichick. The substitutions flowed easier. They were more efficient for the Patriots. When a different unit had to get onto the field, the Patriots were first every time. Rex Ryan loses his composure, throws a challenge flag within 2 minutes, and I see Brady and Garoppolo throwing in between possessions. Didn't see Tyrod doing that. To me, it was...
Because he was running for his life half the game.
That might explain it. But to me, what you got to see on the sidelines, the Patriots doing all the little stuff right. It was very fun to watch, and I think, and I hope Buffalo just learns from it because the talent is there. They were missing LaShawn, obviously. But the talent is there for the Bills to be a contender in the AFC.
And Sammy Watkins.
They had the wide receiving core of a JV high school team
Thank
Sunday.
you. We did. We really did.
Goodwin was not there.
Oh, they
Sammy
missed.
Watkins.
I mean, they've been without Sammy for a little bit, so I didn't include him in that, but they could have used Goodwin and LaShawn, definitely.
Percy's definitely going to help on Monday night, Gabe.
No mercy, Percy.
I'm excited by that
back.
acquisition.
No mercy, Percy. Ready for Seattle.
It's a fun acquisition by the Bills, definitely. I hope he's able to make an impact. So, the Patriots, honestly, defensively, they didn't play that well. And you know who agrees with me? Bill Belichick. You know, most teams are happy after a blowout win on the road. Who isn't? Bill Belichick. They get rid of the linebacker Collins. According to Pro Football Focus, he's probably in the top 10 linebackers in the league right now. And Bill Belichick cut him. What did you guys think of that?
He wanted Von Miller money, supposedly, after this season.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick's not willing to pay for that.
I agree. Bill Belichick has been seen doing this in past occasions. The recent example was Randy Moss and Chandler Jones last year. So I feel like he kind of has a rep to do this. He'll find somebody else to fill that spot.
For a lot less money.
Right.
Anything Bill Belichick does is never a bad idea. If the guy was showing attitude problems, Belichick's a guy who's all about discipline. He wants his quarterbacks warming up with a side, even if they're winning 41-13. They're still doing the extra things. Belichick knows what he's doing.
You know what I think the bigger slap in the face was? That Collins got sent to the Browns. So here's what he said. He said, yeah, New England didn't really feel like a family. Now I'm with the Browns. It already feels more like a family. Travis.
So, Gabriel.
Maybe compare and contrast families.
Well, I would say you have one family. They're pretty hard on you. They have high expectations. You know, you showing up isn't good enough. Then you have another family. As long as you show up for, like, Easter, Christmas, and a birthday, they'll be the happiest people on planet Earth, and they'll love you. So, I think that's a difference. And I think that's why one team, 0-8, another team, 7-1, have those records.
For the Patriots, their family, it's tough love, if we're going to use the family metaphor. It's tough love because they care about winning. But you have fun with your Browns family. Yeah, that should be exciting.
He might actually get paid, though, so he's not going to be too sad about that.
Speaking of that, how he might not be too upset, an interview came out where he said he doesn't watch game film at all. And what would he rather be doing? Playing video games. A professional NFL athlete would rather be playing video games than, studying for Sunday. Collins at the game, he blew a couple of defensive assignments. He didn't set the edge. And I think this was Bill Belichick saying, send a message to his team. He's trying to get better. And he just wasn't going to put up with it anymore. And I think that's part of the evolution of Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
I'm going to bring in another segment that we always go to. Bill Belichick reminds me a lot about Nick Saban. Just a great coach.
I disagree.
Nick Saban can't cut people or trade people like that. You can't do that in college football. But he won't recruit somebody like that. You spend a dinner date with Nick Saban and he knows what you're all about, if he wants you or not. So I feel like that's kind of the way Bill Belichick is a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. After a big win, Nick Saban was nitpicking stuff that he thought his defense could have done better.
Earlier in the year, Lane Kiffin, they were up by a lot, decided to do a running play, running back ended up fumbling, and Lane Kiffin got completely tore apart by Nick Saban. They were up by almost 40 points, I believe, at that time. They were obviously going to win the game. There was 2 minutes left, and he fumbled. And Nick Saban lost it. And I feel that's what Bill Belichick did after that Bills game.
Right. It's a standard between both Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. This consistent excellence. That's why they're so good for so long. To show you just how hard it is to be good, the Vikings. I thought they might run away with the NFC for a little bit. And now look at them.
I think the Browns found a new quarterback next year, Sam Bradford.
I don't know how many open throws the guy can miss.
So the Browns will be in great shape next season. On defense, they'll have Collins, and then they'll have Sam Bradford on offense.
Yeah, they might win one game.
Ooh, that'll be exciting.
And Terrell Pryor.
But can't forget about Terrell Pryor. I love Terrell Pryor. But what's to explain the Vikings' slope this time of season?
They got a mediocre running back, a mediocre quarterback, one good receiver, and a defense that can't hold on all 4 quarters if they can't score.
I agree. They've been very, very disappointing the past 2 weeks. They lost to Jay Cutler. They were saying that Jay Cutler doesn't even deserve to be in the NFL.
Per source, Stephen A. Smith.
Yes. And now they go and get killed by a Bears team that was 1-6. I mean, they got to figure it out if they're going to have any shot of getting that last wild card spot for playoffs.
I mean, I agree with what Anth and Trevor's saying. I mean, the Vikings D really well playing, but they can't do it when they're on the field for 4 quarters and their offense can't score. Sam Bradford can't hit a guy open on a post route. And Jay Cutler, I mean, he showed me some nice things last game.
Oh, yeah, tip my hat to Jay Cutler. He looked pretty well.
Alshon Jeffrey didn't have a touchdown this year before. Now he's got it. Jay Cutler is going to be the reason he gets more points, I think.
So 2 things for me real quick. Jay Cutler definitely belongs in the NFL. Just because he's on a bad team and not with the best franchise, that doesn't mean he doesn't belong in the NFL. Secondly, and more importantly, what explains the Vikings, they lost 3 offensive linemen. That has shown up big time. Ever since they lost their 3 linemen, they lost 2 linemen. They just lost a 3rd one this Sunday. It's been rough. Not much else has changed, but now everything is falling apart. I think the offensive line is the most undervalued and underappreciated unit in the NFL. Now we have the offensive coordinator. He quit because there was a disagreement. Yeah, you know what that disagreement was? That the offense couldn't score touchdowns. And he thought that was okay. Yeah, I'd have that disagreement too. Moving on to the rookie sensation of the year, Dak Prescott. Well, not quite a sensation. 3 3/4 of the game. He looked like a rookie quarterback, but Dak won it in overtime. Fellas, how'd he do it?
I mean, I've been riding Dak all year, but this is the first time I'm going to say he got lucky, Gabe. It was just pure luck.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good.
Sometimes it is, and this week it was that day.
Fair enough.
They need Romo. Bottom line. They're 7-1, 6-1.
The door's over there.
They need Romo. Romo is the key. Dez is back. Dak Prescott finally hit that guy on a touchdown pass. Ezekiel Elliott is completely bailing Dak out all year. They need Romo back behind center. Get him in there. Screw the chemistry. He's the better quarterback, and they will win games with Romo.
Well, aside from that, I'm giving out letters for Romo's retirement party because Dak's staying. Dak is starting. He's staying. They're doing fine. They still won. Luck,
They beat
It's better to
arguably
have
the
luck.
best defense.
It's better to have luck than no luck, right, Trev?
Yeah.
I mean, Zeke's getting it done. Dak's getting it done. Let's keep it going.
Again, it's the offensive line. I think with Dak or Romo, you're going to be pretty similar. Here's what I don't like, Travis. I think Romo right now is a better quarterback than Dak. But if you put in Romo as the starter, you have to change the offense again. And we've seen how injury prone he is on a routine slide. On a routine slide, he breaks his tailbone.
Guys are unlucky. And you don't have to change the offense. The only thing you have to change the offense is
Finding a new second string quarterback for Dak.
no. Changing the offense, throw the ball to Dez when he's wide open, which Dak missed 3 times, and hand the ball off to Zeke, which you've been doing all year. That's all you have to do. And Tony Romo, he'll find Jason Witten more. Jason Witten's numbers have been down this year. I know he caught the touchdown pass because 2 Eagles defenders ran into each other. By the way, they played horrible and made Dak look great. But Ezekiel Elliott and Dez are the heart of this team. Give them the ball.
I mean, that's fine to say that now, but I'm telling you, in the Cowboys organization, they are changing the offense depending on which quarterback is. So here's my thing. You'll change it for Romo. Then Romo will get hurt throwing an incompletion or something. And then you have to throw Dak back in. You have to rechange the offense a little bit. Plus, Dak might lose his confidence. You have something good going right now. I'm sure Romo would probably win you an extra game than Dak, but I like the longevity of Dak.
How many losses do the Cowboys have so far?
1.
Romo staying on the bench.
Couldn't agree more.
Would you like to finish this segment, Trav? I'll give you the last
And the
word.
guy wearing a Broncos hat in the studio right now.
I'm nice like that.
I hate how these teams, they're all like, oh, he's a rookie. He'll get better, No. Win now. Put in the guys now that will win you championships. Don't play for
you think
next
Tony
year.
Romo will win them a championship?
Don't play for next year
Hold on.
the next 3 years. You play for this year. If you're going to play for next year, sell Dez. Get some picks. Get somebody. Put in the guy that's going to win you
They are winning
games in
games,
playoffs. In playoffs. I do
Which
not see
Romo
him.
has one career playoff win. One.
We will see. That's all I have to say.
The guy shouldn't even be on the team anymore.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah.
He
I'm going to
shouldn't.
disagree with that. He's been a great mentor for Dak. He's been providing great veteran leadership for Dak. He definitely should be on the
Can't even
team.
hold a field goal snap to win them a game.
I'm not talking about on
He
the
shouldn't
field.
have been in that position.
I'm talking about
He shouldn't
off
have been on the field.
He
Yeah,
should not
you're
have been
right.
in that position.
You
You're
know
right.
who's a great mentor, Gabe?
Who?
Freddie Jackson was, but we're not going to keep him. We're not going to throw him back in. We're going to get rid of his butt.
No, if you listen to Dak, Tony Romo has been helping him. He should be. He should still be on the team, but definitely not the starter. I'm sorry, Travis. I said I would give you the last word, but
No, I'm all set.
all right. Let's move on and preview the upcoming games of the week. Falcons versus the Buccaneers.
Gabe, I've been riding Matt Ryan in the Atlanta Falcons,
Yes, you have.
and we're going to have to do it one more week. Atlanta wins.
I'm going to have to go with Atlanta as well.
Same here, Gabriel.
You know what the Bucs aren't that good at doing?
Winning.
Besides that, stopping the ball. You know who's great at scoring? Falcons. Falcons win it. Lions, Vikings.
After the last two terrible weeks for the Vikings, I'm going to have to go with the Vikings.
Vikings, turn it around. I'm going with the Vikings as well.
I'm going to say the Vikings have sucked the past 2 weeks, and I'm going to go with the gunslinger Matt Stafford. Lions win this one.
Too much off the field issues with the Vikings. I don't like where this is going. Vikings O-line beat up. Matt Stafford, he's not having a horrible year. I'm going to pick the Lions.
Gabe, this is either going to get us out of last place with the picks, or it's going to keep us there.
That's what I'm talking about. All or nothing. Moving on. Will the Browns win? They're facing Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Does it happen?
No, not No, this might be worse than when they played the Patriots.
The Cowboys might win like 52-0. Ezekiel Elliott, 3 touchdowns. You heard it here first.
I mean, if for some reason Romo plays, I think the Browns win, but I don't see that happening. So let's go with the Cowboys this week.
Wow, Kurt. Wow.
I hate Romo.
You know what? I think the Cowboys play so well that Romo does get snaps at quarterback. Eagles, Giants.
After last week, I'm going to have to go with the Giants, Gabe.
I'm going with the rookie, Carson Wentz. I got the Eagles. They're going to turn it around as well. Their defense didn't really show up last week, but they had a tough loss. They're going to bounce back here.
I'm going to go with the Giants in this one. Last week they had the bye, but the week before that was Rashad Jennings' first week back in 3 weeks, and he came pretty hard. Got a touchdown, like 85 yards. I think they're going to beat the Eagles.
Here's why the Giants will win it. The Eagles just played in overtime. I think they'll be a little worn out from that game. Teams after an overtime win do worse. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's that extra fifth quarter. And I think Eli Manning will do enough to win it. Panthers, Rams.
Cam Newton is back, Gabe. He's going to win it. Rams, not even a team right now.
Couldn't agree more. Cam Newton's ready to play. He had a one-on-one talk with Roger Goodell about these roughing the passer non-calls.
Which most of them aren't calls.
Regardless.
Another
Cam
segment for another day.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll
But
go with the Panthers.
Cam Newton's back.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. Panthers are going to beat the Rams.
I don't like where Cam Newton's mental state is right now. I really don't. He's worried about the wrong things right now. The Panthers' offense, to say it's in park is being generous right now. I think the Rams pull off the upset. Saints, 49ers.
Drew Brees will probably throw for 6 touchdowns this game, Gabe.
Your defense will give up 7.
And they will lose. Just kidding. Saints win.
Saints win.
Yep, that's not really a question. Saints are winning.
49ers defense is just on the field way too much. Saints win it. Sunday night game, Broncos versus the Raiders. I'm looking forward to this one.
This is my things to watch, Gabe. I'm looking forward to this one, too. Will Derek Carr show up against a good defense? I think he will. Raiders win.
Derek Carr's been very impressive. I think this defense will give him a taste of his own medicine and show what he's really made of. Broncos win it. 2 interceptions.
I think the Broncos are going to win. Derek Carr just got through an overtime and got the win, but I don't think he's going to be able to do what he did last week against the Broncos D.
Here's been the Raiders' weakness all year long. Their defense. Good thing they're playing Trevor Siemian and the Broncos' offense, though. I think this is, I don't want to say a shootout, but I think Mr. Fourth Quarter will do enough to win it. Close one.
High 20s, low 30s game.
He will throw the golden pick in the fourth quarter. You are right. Derek Carr loses this game for Oakland in the fourth quarter. Broncos take it.
It'll definitely be a good game.
It will. No, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. The Monday night game.
Oh,
Bills versus the Seahawks.
Percy Harvin is going to have a day, Gabe. He's going to get at least 3 catches over 100 yards. 3 of those catches, 2 of them will be touchdowns.
Bold prediction. Travis?
Do we know if LaShawn McCoy is playing yet?
It won't matter. Percy Harvin will take over.
I love Percy Harvin, but that is a huge question mark for me. If LaShawn McCoy is playing and healthy, the Bills have a great chance here. If not, I might not watch.
Right. The key is he needs to be healthy because he's played a couple games.
He'll play, but will he be healthy enough to do well?
Trav, we're going to need your pick, though, for this pool. We're going to need it.
You're right. I'm going to have to go with Seattle.
I'm going to have to agree and go with Seattle. I don't think the Bills got what it takes, and I'm happy to see the Ants going with him because maybe he just wants to blow that lead and let us all back into it.
You got to make it interesting.
Seahawks win.
Here's why the Seahawks win it. Because it's in Seattle. If this was a home game, I might favor the Bills. I think the Bills, I don't know. They're offensively interesting. They're defensively pretty good. I think Russell Wilson turns it around. Seahawks win it.
Usually when it's 3 against 1 with me being the one, I'm usually the one that comes out the victor. So we'll see what happens.
We shall see. Moving on, our surprises of the week.
I'm going to go with Percy Harvin here against Seahawks. Let's hope he's got something good to bring. If not, Bills are going to get hammered.
My player to watch this week, Devontae Booker. I think he's going to have a day against Oakland.
My player to watch is Zeke. I've got him written down here that I'm predicting 225 total yards and 3 touchdowns against the Browns. Total yards, not rushing.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a day.
That is a day.
Here's what I'm looking forward to. Derek Carr. Does he light it up against the Broncos? Or will he look like a rookie quarterback? We shall see. What's our game of the week, fellas?
Broncos Raiders. I'm really excited to watch this one live. I still think the Broncos are going to win, but it's going to be a good score.
I might actually watch the Cowboys and Browns if it's on TV, Gabe.
My game of the week, Nebraska, Ohio State. I can't wait to see. Can Nebraska bounce back? Is JT Barrett legit? Will he get in that playoff? We will see.
I mean, this really will help. This will shape the college football playoff. This
Oh,
game.
100% it will.
It'll be a good game.
The committee will have some decisions to make after this one.
Speaking about the committee, Travis, what did you think of Washington being at 5 and one-loss A&M being at the 4?
I think that was the committee saying the Pac-12 is trash, and the SEC West is a great conference that Texas A&M is doing very well in. Their only loss is to the almost NFL team, Alabama, with Bill Belichick like Nick Saban. I mean, I think that was them just showing that they're going to favor these teams in better conferences because they play better opponents. Washington, although they beat Stanford, which was a great win, did Christian McCaffrey even play that day? I mean, he was physically on the field.
He did not show up.
But he did not show up. So how big of a win is that? I think they just proved to us that they're going to respect the SEC and Big Ten a lot more than the Pac-12 and ACC for that matter.
So here's the thing for me. First of all, you're dead on. You can't blame a team when they lose against Alabama.
Exactly.
You can't hold that against them.
Right.
I feel like what I'm about to say next is kind of obvious, but it should be said anyway. These rankings by the committee, they're meant for the entire season. They're not really meant for just a snapshot in the middle of the season. So I think if Washington wins out, I think they'll probably be in the top 4 if they win out.
Yes, but I don't want to see it.
Here's the other thing, Travis. Whether it's fair or not, this is what's happened. We're punishing Washington because Oregon and Stanford are having down years. Plus, they'll play USC, who's having a down year too. I think normally any other year, if you win against those teams like that, I think then you're definitely in the top 4.
Oh, 100%, but these teams are so down this year, and the Big Ten and SEC are doing so well. I mean, the SEC is known for doing well, but the Big Ten this year, they have four potential teams that I could see giving a great game in the college football championship. Obviously, that's unrealistic, but
Right.
that it's incredible that these teams are
But
doing
if it
so
happened,
well.
it wouldn't be that big of a surprise.
I would watch it.
Right. Another thing, Washington, they're still young. They're still in the rebuilding program. If they run the table and don't make the playoff, it'd still be a huge success for the Huskies.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But I think getting in the playoffs is really everything for these kids. I hope that if they don't get in, if they suffer one loss and don't get in, I hope they don't fold up the tent for next year and say that it was unfair and that they deserve to be there and everything like that.
If they win out, they probably will be in there. That's what I'm guessing. Also, they now know they have to schedule better out-of-conference schedule.
Yeah, that's basically what the committee said with those rankings.
I'm looking forward to it, though.
Can we talk about something more important like what Kurt has to say?
Yeah, Gabe, I'm going to bring an important thing to the podcast here. You excited?
I always like important stuff on the pod, Kurt. You know me.
So the other night, it's about 8 o'clock, and I'm sitting in the shower. I'm soaping up. I'm
You
thinking.
sit in the shower?
Yeah, no, I was standing,
Okay.
thinking. I'm like, how do I get to the NFL easy, Gabe? You know what I came up with?
I'm listening.
How many PATs does Dan Carpenter miss?
Or any kicker.
Any kicker. Maybe about 5 a year?
More than they should.
Yeah, so,
Adam Vinatieri doesn't miss any.
Gabe, tell me, before a field goal, you score a touchdown with for your first score in the game. You go to kick the PAT.
Okay.
You miss.
Okay.
But then you line up for a 55-yard field goal, and all you can think of is that PAT you missed. Now I'm thinking, I can hit a 32-yard field goal pretty easy, Gabe. Pretty easy. So I'm thinking, why doesn't Rex Ryan sign a PAT specialist? You know?
You thought he did when he signed Dan Carpenter.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a specialist. Like Carpenter never kicks him, never gets upset if he misses. He's always focusing on the 60-yard or the 50-yard.
Oh,
Nothing
okay,
to make him
okay,
upset. I can
okay.
hit the 32-yard with
Okay.
ease, Gabe. So I'm just saying, I don't know if you're out there listening to Rex Ryan, but
Oh, he definitely tunes in.
Hilbert College, you know, if you need a field or a PAT specialist on your team, you already signed a
Right.
kicking specialist. You got Colton Schmidt, you got Carpenter. Why not add a PAT specialist?
So I'm just confused. Do you want to be Hilbert College's PAT specialist or Buffalo Bills?
I'll be the Browns if need be.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a signing bonus, 300
That's-
300 grand minimum.
He's guaranteed
To
$300K.
kick 32-yard field goals,
Yeah, why not?
To put this
Easy.
in perspective,
cash. That's perspective.
right? Now, to put this in perspective, the Bills had to cut their kickoff guy because they didn't have the room on the roster for him. So where do you think that they'll sign you to be a PAT specialist?
Yeah, but he's going to be actually scoring points and not doing something irrelevant
telling
like
me-
the kickoff now.
You telling me you'd rather have Cardale Jones not playing than that guaranteed 1 point on the board every time, every game? Cardale Jones ain't even playing. We could pick the biggest bum.
Cardale Jones is inactive every week.
We could pick up the third string lineman and just cut him. What's he doing? Just standing there waiting around for somebody to get hurt? If he gets hurt, you know, cut me for a week, bring him back, wait for the healthy one to come back, and then I'll be back in it for the PATs. I can play linebacker if I have to, but I'm just saying I'm money at the 32-yard field goal. I'd like to play in New Orleans. I mean, they got a dome. Like, I'm not complaining, but like New Orleans coaches, if you're out there listening, Peyton, come pick me up.
Well, Maloney, thank you for your fresh new perspective. Let me know how that works out for you.
You know the people, Gabe. Give them a call.
Wow. That was definitely a lively discussion. I hope Spencer is back from Greece next week. Last time he returned to the show, though, he had a little Greek fever going on. His head wasn't in the right place. So please, if you see him in the hall, just ask him how Greece was. Give him a pat on the head. Just comfort him. He needs it. Anyway, this has been a great discussion on the pod. Guys, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel.
I'll be signing jerseys after this.
Get Maloney's autograph while you still can. This has been the podcast Running Wild. Thanks for listening.